In this example, we're going to go ahead and solve this equation. It looks like we have negative 8 equals some number n plus a negative 3. So the first thing I notice is that I have plus a negative number. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this equation. So instead of having two operation symbols right next to each other, I only have one operation symbol. So negative 8 equals n. And when I'm adding a negative number, I can just make that a subtraction. So n minus 3. Okay, so that right side has been tweaked just a little bit to make it a little easier to work with. Okay, so we're trying to isolate this variable n on a side of the equation all by itself, so we can say that n equals and then its value. So right now on the right side, it looks like I'm subtracting this 3 from this n. So to undo the subtraction, the opposite of subtraction is addition. So I'm going to add 3 to the right side. But in adding it to the right side, I also need to add it to the left side. Whatever we do to one side of the equation, we need to do to the other side of the equation. And in this case, this is called the addition property of equality. Okay, so when I do that, the negative 3 and the positive 3 on the right side of the equation will cancel each other out. So I have now just n over there on the right side. And on the left side, I have this negative 8 plus 3. And that's a nice integer problem. So negative 8 plus 3 will be negative 5. And we could take one additional step, because sometimes we don't like to see our variable on the right side of the equation. Most students like to see it on the left side, saying that n equals and then its value. So I'm going to go ahead and take these two sides of the equation, and I'm just going to switch them. And I'm going to say n equals negative 5. And I can do that by using the property we call the symmetric property of equality, which says that if two sides are equal to each other, then I can just exchange them one for the other. Move the left to the right and the right to the left. And again, that's the symmetric property of equality. So in this example, the value for our variable n is negative 5. So we see that negative 8 equals negative 5 plus a negative 3, which indeed it does.